Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a meticulously crafted, honestly incredibly dark, occult universe. If you're someone who is already captivated by cosmic dread, twisted mythology, and those irresistible forbidden book vibes, well, you are definitely going to want to pay close attention. We're unpacking the Black Zodiac books digital collection. This is a universe that basically takes that pleasant morning astrology we all know and completely turns it into a masterclass in horror.
Okay, let's kick things off with a pretty staggering number, 800,000. That's how many seekers in the shadow community are engaging with and whispering about a mysterious 13th sign on Pinterest every single month. So this isn't just some tiny, obscure niche, right? We're talking about a massive, growing audience that's been following Dark Zodiac charts for over a year now. But social media only really shows a fraction of the nightmare. The veil is thinning, and that immense, widespread curiosity is exactly why this deep dive collection was born.
I love this quote right here. The stars have teeth, and they're finally biting back. It just perfectly captures the whole tone of the Black Zodiac. It totally flips the script, taking us from looking up at the night sky for hopeful guidance to looking up in absolute terror. In this universe, ritual, obsession, and severe cosmic consequences are sitting squarely at the center of the story.
Section 1. The Creator's Cosmos. Before we actually open up the forbidden texts themselves, let's take a quick look at the mind behind the madness.
So the architect of all this darkness is author Keith G. Sorrell, who's famously known in the community as the Keeper of Shadows. And he built this entire universe not just from some passing imagination, but from literal decades of horror writing, incredibly rigorous mythological research, and some really intense psychological world building. What reportedly started as just late-night explorations into ancient lore has evolved into a complete, terrifying cosmos that's designed to make you question the safety of the night sky.
Section 2. The Flagship Forbidden Text. Let's dive into the very foundation of this dark mythology, which actually isn't a traditional narrative novel at all.
Instead, the anchor of this entire universe is the Grimoire. This is a faithfully reproduced arcane reference. Think of it as basically an encyclopedia of nightmares. It serves as the definitive source text for all that lore framework you might see floating around online. So instead of chapters and character arcs, it's presented as a working, highly authentic feeling grimoire that documents 13 ancient entities, their terrifying origins, and the specific rites used to bind them into stone.
If you're drawn to cursed archetypes, this 250-plus page text is your primary initiation. It's got the origins and incredibly detailed descriptions of all 13 Black Zodiac entities, complete with their unique sigils and those highly specific binding rites used to trap them. Normally, this is priced at $14.99 on its own, and it completely equips you with the lore and the ritual framework you need to truly understand what you're dealing with, before things start going incredibly wrong.
Which brings us to Section 3. Jumanji-style cosmic horror consequences. Because we absolutely have to ask, what actually happens when someone in this universe opens that grimoire and reads it?
Well, that is where the narrative fiction comes in, and it constantly escalates the stakes. On the left, we've got Book 1, The Black Zodiac Awakens. This is the first crack in the seal. The very moment the grimoire is found by Alara Voss and her friends, the spirits begin to stir. Then, on the right, Book 2, The Black Zodiac Unleashed, the second crack. The spirits literally take physical form, the grimoire mysteriously falls silent, and our new protagonist, Jasper, is forced to play deadly games with the Zodiac spirit animals. So it rockets from this thrilling discovery straight into a terrifying hunt.
The core mechanic of these novels is something the creator describes as a Jumanji-style descent into cosmic horror. You are basically dragging ancient forbidden entities right into our modern world. And just like a cursed board game, the nightmare absolutely does not end until the last spirit is forcefully sealed away. But here's the really terrifying twist that separates this from mere fantasy. These spirits do not want to go back in, and they will fight tooth and nail to stay in our reality.
Section 4. 12 Curses, a standalone gateway. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I'm not quite ready to commit to the full interconnected mythology and the massive grimoire just yet, don't worry, there is another path in.
This brings us to 12 Curses of the Dark Zodiac. This is a 220-page horror anthology packed with standalone nightmares, beautifully accompanied by full-color illustrations. It's honestly absolutely perfect for fans of dark astrology who just want a quick, sleepless night energy fix. It functions as a really fast, standalone gateway into the broader HorrorScopes universe without you needing to read the main novels first.
Take Pisces-born Nyx Umbra, the Voidwalker, for example, who, quote, stands between your pleasant dreams and the waking nightmare that awaits should the veil ever fall. These 12 original stories act as a really targeted descent into your shadow self. They take those comforting astrological traits you always thought were your personal strengths and violently twist them into your ultimate undoing. Like the creator notes, these are the chilling stories mainstream astrologers were simply too afraid to tell you.
Section 5, Crossing the Threshold. So, with all these different components, the reference book, the novels, the anthology, how exactly should you navigate this whole labyrinth of cosmic horror once you decide to actually step inside?
If you want the complete, intended experience, the creator explicitly recommends this structured path into the madness. First, start with the source text, the Grimoire. Learn the lore, understand the entities. Second, read the first novel, Spirits Awaken, to see the disastrous consequences of actually disturbing those entities. And finally, finish with Unleashed to experience the full, terrifying hunt. It's a very carefully laid out descent.
Moving on to Section 6, the Digital Collection Bundle. Let's look at the practical side of how you can claim this entire occult universe in one go.
There is a limited Pinterest launch bundle right now that makes diving into this universe highly accessible. It packs the 3 core texts together, so that's the 250-plus page Grimoire, plus both of the Jumanji-style narrative novels, as instant PDF downloads for just $19.99. Buying them this way saves you over £10 compared to picking up the Grimoire and the novels individually. It's basically built to be completely bingeable. Logistically, it's super straightforward. You get instant access right after a secure PayPal checkout. The PDFs are specifically designed to read smoothly on a desktop, tablet, or your phone, or, as the creator suggests, to be read in darkness on any device. Plus, many of the Grimoire pages even double as printable wall art. And while digital sales are final here, the creators do offer a really solid guarantee. If a link ever breaks, they promise a fast fix.
Ultimately, taking advantage of this bundle doesn't just give you a massive occult universe to explore. By joining the Shadow community, your purchase directly funds the Keeper of Shadows. You are actively financing the ongoing creation of the deep dive mythology, the rituals, and the cosmic darkness that this entire community loves. You're literally fueling the very universe you are reading about.
We'll end our explainer today with a pretty provocative question pulled directly from the source text itself. The 13th seal is broken. The spirits are awake. Are you? You now know exactly what hides in the dark astrology. You know the lore, the mechanics, and the incredibly high stakes. The only thing left for you to decide is, do you have the courage to embrace your fate and open the Grimoire yourself? Thank you so much for joining me on this descent into the Black Zodiac.